recording. Yes, we see your
Okay.
screen already.
Let's show the basic. Actually, I just finished part of the creation process. The first part is the login or register a new account. At first, you will see this page. It shows that because I don't have any account information, so I need to create a new account. Then I just import username and the password. Then my Archon wallet will create address and private key, and you just make the register. Why merge this? Okay. I didn't combine the sign up and the main wallet screen by now, and I will do it next step. And actually, I didn't make the real what it mean correction, and so it just click the register and it show the next step. And in real situation, you will see that you must type in your username and password, and after that you can just make this register.
Cool.
At this time, I just make the basic function. After that, you will get a 12-word memory phrase, and this part you should copy them, and this they are your your provide key words. Then, or if you skip the step, you just go to the dashboard page, and then if you click continue to confirm, then you need to type the word in the right order. For example, this one. I don't remember the order. Just click it.
Nice. This is very similar to MetaMask, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Nice.
after this all finished, you just make the grid go ahead, and then you will go into the dashboard page. But actually, this all the process, I didn't make the data entry. For example, you will see the theme phrase in this part. I just write it hard. Write the
always the same, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they are same because I just make it the same part. Like, let me show it.
So now, when most people
Yeah, I just
when most people are going to use the wallet.
After the real situation, I need a function that to create this phrase, and then I can put it into phrase part in this part. Yeah, and then you will get your memorized phrase, and then you just type the words, and then you will go into your dashboard page. That's it. That's my work by now, and after next week, maybe I will make the this page into, I just can type the username and the password and just create, go into the dashboard page.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So when people are going to use this wallet, okay, what they're going to want to do is they're going to want to be able to access their Rev. And so they're going to want to enter the private key of their Ethereum address, okay, to create an account so that the Rev will show up in that account.
Maybe I will make another part is that you can restore your account. Just but I didn't make this page by now. In that page, you just type in your private key or your phrase, then you will get account like this step. I just make this, I consider it, but I didn't have more time to make it. So maybe next week I will finish this part.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arvin. You're doing great work.
Yeah, this is nice progress. And can I ask you about this setup? So for what do you think we need username? If you are creating a new account, I'm not sure that I understand for what do you need username and password for. I mean, you just want to generate this mnemonic phrase, and this is like your password for this private key, right?
Yeah.
So Tomislav, do you think that perhaps just having the mnemonic phrase will be sufficient and we don't need to have the username and password? So do you think we could eliminate that? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I think that you can have more than one address and private key in the wallet, like the MetaMask.
Okay.
You don't have only one account, but you just use your password to access it.
Okay.
Oh, you have like your, okay, this will this will encrypt all of your private keys, right?
Yes, the mnemonic suite of words maps directly to a private key. So I think the concept is to store it somewhere very safe, and then usually you won't be asked to input your mnemonic phrase. You just enter your password, and it decrypts the private keys that are stolen, are stored on the browser, you know, on local storage or cookies. But this way, the password makes it possible to store your private key in an encrypted way.
Okay, so username and password have a purpose to decrypt these private keys on your local storage.
Yes, and I guess I'll have to make some research on it, but I guess each word in the mnemonic phrase corresponds to 2 characters maybe, and this way when you put them together, it makes a private key. I think it works like this, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I was reading that MyEther wallet uses this mnemonic phrase to as a password to encrypt the private key. A password for encrypting, encrypting private key. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure, because when you set up a mnemonic phrase, they tell you that you must absolutely not lose your mnemonic phrase. So I think losing your password is fine. You will be able to create a new one. But if you lose the mnemonic phrase and the password, you can't do anything. So I think the mnemonic phrase is the private key.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, the
no,
memory
private
phrase
keys are
is
generated.
your private key. The
so
MetaMask, you can just export the let me see it. Show the provide memory phrase, and also it can export the provide key. They're both actually the same thing. I think there should be a function that generates the memory the phrase key.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is two situations. The first one is that the people who connect don't have any private key. So this is the interface you just showed to us.
Yeah.
May-
He can
yes.
create a new account and get his memorized phrase. And
Yes.
actually, when he into the dashboard, I consider that I can show a function that he can export his provide key or the memorized phrase both after he type in his password.
yeah, this makes sense.
And if he has already have the provide key, he can just restore his account
Yeah.
by typing the phrase or the provide key.
Yes.
And
But
about the security, I think it can store in by because you don't if you have an account, use the username and the password, you don't need to type in the memorize key provide key or the memorized phrase, so it be more secure. And
yes.
this can about this part, it can be stored in crypto in the like um,
Local storage. IndexedDB. Yes.
yeah, maybe not the remote, just stored in the local.
Mm.
So maybe it can be more safely.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a basic cryptography rule is to never store a private key in a clear way, always encrypted.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my work.
That's
I
great.
need someone to make some crypto function like the create the phrase and generate address or the about check crypt this part.
Yes. So you chose the kind of mnemonic phrase mechanism to represent the private key, but maybe for simplicity reasons we can also get rid of the 12 words and simply display the private key to the user when he wants to create the account.
You mean maybe they need to just provide key?
Yes, maybe the user creates an account, chooses a password, and then the private key is displayed, just like the mnemonic phrase, and he has to store it somewhere safe. But we don't have to a mnemonic phrase is just another form of private key. It's just written in another way through a mapping between characters and words. So we can directly display and play with the private key. But this is kind of a standard. So maybe it's if we have enough time, it's I guess it's you have chosen the right track to save the private key in this
Okay.
format.
I think about the private key, we have another. Maybe not. It can show in this progress or just in the main page, and the user can just export it from the user setting page.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lamonet, you're talking about when you can generate a private key from mnemonic phrase, right?
Yeah. Actually, the memorized phrase is generated by the provide key, I think.
No,
But
there is
this
no
is
way,
one way.
no way to generate a mnemonic phrase from a private key. A mnemonic phrase can generate 1 million accounts, not just one. It's, you know, if you look at the Trust Wallet, they use the same mnemonic phrase to generate your private keys for every different kind of currency. And they're all different.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't go backwards. Google it, check it out. You cannot get a mnemonic phrase. So if somebody just has the private key and they don't have a mnemonic phrase, you can never get a mnemonic phrase for that account.
Yeah. But there is also another use that is on my Ether wallet. They are using mnemonic phrase as I said, as a password for a private key. So, and I'm not sure how this is safe to generate multiple accounts with mnemonic phrase. So this is also, I'm not sure if this is proven for like good security or.
I think you can go each way between mnemonic phrase to private key and from private key to mnemonic phrase. That's what I read on the Kobo website.
Can you provide a link?
So,
All the links I have say it's impossible.
Lamonet, is this a situation where you have a one-to-one relationship between private key and mnemonic phrase? Because what Jim is saying, it's I also I was testing the same thing when you generate multiple private keys from one mnemonic phrase.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm not completely sure that I see the whole picture.
so I don't really understand. I make some research.
But you're saying one-to-one relationship, right? So you can go.
Just look of what I posted in the chat. For me, it's just like this. It's each word maps to some characters, and this makes a private key.
So yeah, this is like third way of of using mnemonic phrase. I think I can show you.
Okay, so it means that if you lose your mnemonic phrase, you can't do. Yeah. Okay, I'm reading.
So Oops, can I share my screen? Oh yeah, I can. So this password encrypts your private key. This does not act as a seed to generate your keys. So this is definitely another way of using mnemonic phrase. I mean, I like the idea of one-to-one relationship. This makes sense, right? You just, you know, you have another way of representation for private key.
Okay, I see.
But
So I haven't read the article. So did we decide? Are they one-to-one, or or is it that a passphrase can create is for multiple keys? Did we figure that out? Well, I'll read the article as well a little later on. And
Yes,
and
I
go
guess
through.
I guess it's great if Arvind just takes a kind of a state-of-the-art approach, and then when we code the internal working, we'll figure out how to
Okay.
store the private keys.
Okay. Good. So that's everything with the front end. So now we're Tomislav. Did you?
so yeah, I wanted to ask Arvind, how is it? Did he try to connect to testnet or any other thing related to Arnold?
I didn't connect the testnet by now
Okay.
because I didn't finish the basic front end part.
Okay.
After that, I will try to connect the testnet.
Cool. If you need any help, please let me know. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have this part that we can communicate with our node and we can get the result with these existing functions, like listen data name. So
Right.
we use
right.
this, but we are waiting this full events API. So
Right, the event API. So hopefully, if we get that piece of it completed, that'll move us further along.
yeah, but we can definitely make a functional a wallet without events API.
With that, okay.
Maybe not completely robust, and maybe we cannot get all history of transactions and something like that.
Okay.
Most of the things.
So Ed was able to get a wallet transactions working with the previous listenet name, but it was funny because it was eventually right, but in the middle it was wrong. So it wasn't always consistent.
So yeah,
because the blocks weren't finalized.
Yeah, this is something new. Yeah, now there is a new method to check finalization in gRPC, and and also I noticed you can listen on a name like on a deployer, so you can check the data on deployer, or you can check the data on private key. So, but I noticed that when I create another block, I cannot read the result after that. So this is like a strange that I noticed. So I'm not sure, Lamonet, did you see something similar? When you read the result, you don't get the result if another block is created in the meantime.
Is this in Arnold 9.13?
Well,
Because
I tried. No, you're
I'm
in
stuck
12.
at
12.
9.12, so I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I'm talking about 12.
No, I did not encounter any problem, but the hash that I got from a deploy, I don't do anything with it. So I just do, you know, listen data name every 10
Oh,
seconds to
you
get
repeat.
something.
Oh, you repeat the.
The same query to the previewed private name. That's how I do it still.
Oh, but you're not redeploying anything. You're just listening again, listening on the name and giving
Yes.
the. But yeah. But I'm using the deployer ID to get the data, not the private name. The other option is
Okay.
to supply deployer ID and get the result. This is how
Okay.
balance is working.
Okay. So I didn't try with this parameter deployer ID.
Okay. So you need to generate. You need to use. So how do you get unforgeable name, private name?
I first do a preview. You know, there is a preview private name. So you just give a timestamp, a deployer ID, so a public key, and it gives you the first unforgeable name ID that will be generated with this timestamp. Then you deploy, and you know the unforgeable name at which you must listen to see if it has been proposed.
I see.
So each of my
but are you aware of this issue that they are saying that this doesn't work anymore correctly?
Yeah, you told me last week, and I kind of understand it. So I'm preparing to migrate everything to some other mechanism.
Okay. You don't know if this is the problem or why it's not working, or I was just confused. How can you get private name now?
The preview stuff works fine on 9.12.
Okay.
I think the only problem was that wasn't finalized. So you could read something on the private name. It could be 3, but then when it gets finalized, it's 4. So you get the wrong answer.
Yeah. Oh, not okay. Yeah. now it makes sense that you can check if block is finalized or deploy is finalized, right? So
this is for an unforgeable name that has its value changing over time, Jim. But if it's a new one, you just have to check if it's there or not.
But maybe.
But yes, you're right.
It's still not finalized, right? You can get the data, but it's created on your validator, but maybe it's not propagated to the whole network, right?
Okay. So okay. Yes, of course. And this is one issue I'm resolving with DAPI, because with DAPI you always query 10 nodes of the network, so you don't have to worry about network synchronization. You just have an information if every node is aligned and has the same value. So that's kind of how I resolve it with DAPI.
In a sense, you're doing your own consensus, right?
Yes, that's right. You have to do it because since a light client cannot have the blockchain, you have to have some consensus and rely on some third party. And since you do not want to trust a single node, you have to ask multiple nodes and have a consensus layer on the client.
Jay, last time Jay asked very important question. If this events API allow you to create some kind of light client, so you can get some proof when you get this block information, and so this makes sense. If you want to create a light client, what do you need?
The listen data name for me is a fine interface, and I just need to be able to ask the blockchain for some general like unforgeable names, public names, and even registry. It could be cool to query the registry.
But how to trust the data if you query only one validator? Maybe you can get the data and check. Okay, I see the data from other validators, and I can be sure that he gives me the correct data. So
yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure
right.
this is exactly possible, or no.
It's very simple. Like for example, you take a look at MyEther wallet. I think they are relying on some Infura.io interface. So Infura.io is the source of authority concerning the balance and all that stuff, because they don't have some consensus mechanism on the light client. So you have to trust Infura.io if you want to use even the CryptoKitties applications. It uses Infura. So Infura is the ultimate source of truth for all for the large majority of the Ethereum dApps. So they are not really dApps. And this is the very purpose of DAPI, is to have true dApps. It means that you don't have any single service that you rely on.
Okay. So the MyEther wallet, you're choosing the network, so they're probably using. Yeah, but they also need to use some other wrapper around this, right?
You're choosing the network, but I guess they have just a single endpoint, which is Infura.io. So they rely on Infura. And if Infura is on the wrong chain for like 3, 4, or 5 blocks, you will get wrong information for 20 minutes, 40 minutes. And with DAPI, if there is 2 chain, then when you do a multi-request, you will get half answers A and half answers B. So your application does not do nothing. It does not update, because it's an accurate or unstable blockchain state.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the new events API but I'm regularly checking the commits on in GitHub, and I saw you're now part of the committer for the Archain repo. So I saw a lot of stuff regarding to V2 protofiles. So I guess it's
yeah, they removed either, and yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
The namespaces are changed. This is like a little difference. Yeah, because they were using the same namespace in Scala code and in the public API. So now it's easier to have like Casper for Casper and REPL for REPL.
Is the GitHub repository for Archain, is that does anyone know if Archain has to pay a monthly fee for that, or because it's an open source project, Archain has a free GitHub account?
But not because I think that not because it's open source, because it's public. So
because it's public.
Public repositories are free. But now it's also private. So yeah.
So in the event that if there's something happens to Archain, the GitHub repository will always be there, be available to anyone who wants access. Is that correct?
Yeah, on Archain repository, but also on every clone.
On every clone.
On GitHub, yeah.
Okay. I was just trying to understand how, Greg was saying on on some of the calls, you know, as far as what the ARChain expenses are. He mentions, you know, AWS, and he mentions GitHub. So I got the impression that there was an expense associated that ARChain is paying monthly to GitHub, but he didn't get into specifics of that.
Oh, maybe they are using some paid services on GitHub. This is also possible.
Okay.
So yeah,
They have, okay.
but if you guess just for the repository, yeah, this is not. So.
Okay. Well, that helps. Well, good. Okay.
But running the testnet and you know all of the servers, this is maybe
Yeah.
very costly.
Yeah, all the services, white block, the DevNet and the Dev testnet and testnet itself. So yeah, there's a lot of servers spinning out there.
Maybe we can create decentralized, the same thing but decentralized. So you know, each of us can run like a VPS for the testnet or testing.
Right. Yeah.
I believe there was a restriction that of 100 collaborators in the project, which we ran into in the Bounties.
Oh, really?
Bounties project. We couldn't have more than 100, and then I assume they paid to get more because then we didn't have the problem.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure of limitations for free.
Yeah.
Free plan.
Okay. Well, we've got 5 more minutes. Any other comments or thoughts on the wallet?
So I guess if I understand well, so Tomislav, you will take care of the kind of sensitive coding in the wallet. That's right.
Well, I will definitely write some helper functions to easily integrate and generate something. Yeah.
Okay, great. So okay, so I guess you know how to deal with the sort of mnemonic phrase stuff, because I'm just wondering, because on DAPI I'm developing the same thing, but I did not use any sort of mnemonic phrase, and I don't know if I should do it or just do some basic private key encryption.
Yeah, I'm also not sure in that part. Yeah, I must take a look. Yeah.
I guess like mnemonic phrase, maybe it's good, but it's kind of a stuff that everyone has just copied without even thinking if it's useful. Maybe it's kind of some over height security feature.
Yeah, because in a sense, if this is completely replacement for private key, so copying private key and mnemonic phrase is the same thing. So
yes, that's what I thought. So okay.
Well, the one advantage is, with users, different people prefer different things. On your dashboard, whether it's Apple or Microsoft OS, in order to do something, there's multiple ways in order to do something. Some people like a mouse, some people like keyboards, and then there's other avenues to get to something. So there's the efficiency aspect of it, but then there's the usability or the user experience, where some people prefer one way, some people prefer another way. So although options at times can make it more confusing, the advantage to having options is, well, people get to choose which is the method that they're most comfortable with, because not everybody thinks the same. Some people are visual, they learn visually. Some people learn by reading, or by hearing. So people are different. So just throwing those thoughts out there as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And on MetaMask, you can skip checking the mnemonic phrase. So I felt like a little stupid, you know. Please memorize your mnemonic phrase, okay? And now you must check it. And
Yeah. Yep.
why?
I completely understand. So, but yeah, different. There's that expression, different strokes for different folks, meaning different people learn and do things differently because it's a way they're most comfortable with. So, all right. Yeah, we're coming on top of the hour. We're doing pretty good progress. So, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just maybe we can integrate good help inside the wallet. So you know you can easily go with your mouse or tap on your phone and see the help and explanation and something. Yeah. Yes.
Things like that go a long way. You know, helping people get oriented, and you know, so good help. And I didn't realize that had a name associated with it, and then maybe just a help, click on help and for someone to read and to learn about the wallet. So I guess in general sense, just a robust help features for the user. So good. Well, regardless of what happens with the R-Chain Cooperative, we're making such good progress. How's everyone feel that we continue on, meet again Tuesday, next week at this time, and we'll just check in with everyone, see how everyone's progressing along. Because I think with the R-Chain project, when you only have one feature left, cost accounting, and the pull request is out there, it just needs to be done. That's all we need for this wallet to be created. So I think that regardless of what happens to R-Chain, that last feature will at some point be created, and we'll have everything that we need. So we'll be able to finish creating my R-Chain wallet. So let's go ahead and meet next week, and we'll catch up with everyone to see how everyone's progressing, and we'll just keep pressing on. All right. Very
Yep.
good. Hey, thanks everybody. Everyone's doing a great job, and have a great week, and we'll see everyone back here next week.
See
All
you.
right. Yep. Have a great day.
Bye bye.